Hi, welcome to Steam Beta Weekly. This is Mikey D. Just a few updates since last week. One of the most glaring ones that I did see was with the Steam controller itself. So if we head into our library, and we'll just head into Kodi, which I've been working on mappings. Now there's one thing to point out here for all you Steam controller users is that anything that's not an official Steam application, there doesn't seem to be a way to upload that to the workshop as of yet. So if I have these bindings here for Kodi Media Center, I can't save these. So if I try to save these here as a public, it'll save to my profile, but it will not save to the workshop. So I don't know if they're going to allow that in the future. I would like to, because other than maybe I haven't looked into sharing just maybe a specific file and having somebody import it. I don't know what's going to happen with those kind of things. So I would love to share these. However, I don't know a feasible way at the moment. One of the things they changed since last week's updates on the Steam client beta itself is for some reason they took away the buttons. Now you'll notice that on the left button here and the right button on the Steam controller, those icons are still available. However, the grip buttons, the triggers, and the left buttons, those are gone. Now I don't know why they did that. Now they did create or correct that the lines to the joystick here and the line to the set of buttons, that is corrected, and that was something I sent in, and I'm assuming a number of people said that that was needed corrected. They changed some of the icons here, so the icons for the arrows here and for the actual A, B, X, Y are changed. Not much has changed that I saw even in the advanced settings here. But I hope a lot of those things get polished up well before up into the November release date. Not too much has changed since last week. However, the one thing that is peculiar is that this welcome screen about my Steam controller and other hardware. Now these screens do come up, I'm supposing, based on what you have access to. So there's some Steam controller tips because I'm using a Steam controller. And then there's in-game access to everything here. Now this top screen I've seen before. Now I'm assuming these are just time to time. These are going to be just tips for average users to know what to do, or even for me, because I don't know everything here. And usually once you clear them out, you'll get your new or normal friends are playing, resume, and don't forget to play buttons here. So not much has changed, and I do want to point out one thing that I saw in a lot of reviews out for the Steam hardware, is that even though there were some good put together articles from Engadget and PC World, the Ars Technica articles, for some reason or other, I don't know how they're put together, but they put in some video. I think they linked into the original article that they used Netflix and one other thing that I can't recall at the moment. And Netflix, to my knowledge, and this has always been a thing since I've used SteamOS, there's always been workarounds needed for that. It doesn't just work in the browser here. We can't just go to Google or one of our shortcuts, and I believe I had it in my history here that I did try that. You can't just, because of some technical limitations, even though the browser is using Chrome pieces, I believe, or Chromium, I'm sure somebody can correct me, the playing of the videos does not work. You can get up to the point where you're going to play the video, but it does not play fully. So I'm not sure what ours did. I don't know if they used the alpha hardware and used just BPM in Windows, and if they did, that's a pretty big oversight, because that does not work. And if maybe they know some kind of magic that I don't know. So the only other things that we can go through here on the actual SteamOS update itself, if you're signed into, of course, for beta, the whole purpose of this podcast being beta weekly, the SteamOS beta has been updated to make sure that when you restart, if you have new updates, and I'm pretty sure, yep, we have one there. So when I actually do update SteamOS, it's going to ask me and confirm, and then it'll restart. In the past, when you would just shut down, updates would get applied automatically. So that behavior has changed, and that's a very welcome change. For the client itself, there's a few bug fixes. Some things in big picture were corrected, such as being spammed by connection warnings, display settings screen on Steam machines not being opaque, so the background here having issues behind all these tiles. The Steam controller added support for keyboard mouse emulation on the Mac, and fixed loss of input in Portal 2 after losing focus on activating the overlay. For in-home streaming, hardware decoding by default is enabled, and there's a link here, which these links I will include in the description. They want you to report bugs. There was the fixed mouse cursor position when text scaling is enabled on the host computer, and fixed mouse clipping issues with full screen games. There's a few other things here, some bug fixes for X11 users on Linux. The Steam controller also had some fixed mode switch bindings not functioning properly, and in general the client hang issues were fixed and client crashes when launching Steam through some installers. So that's for the Steam client beta for the last week. SteamOS had a few updates, and that's pretty much all that she wrote for the week. Make sure that you check out the links below in the description, and if you have any questions or comments, please include them down below. This is Mikey D, and thank you very much for listening.